Now, I really hope that this course inspires you to start using large language models like ChatGPT. We'll talk about what large language models are in more detail in this course, but you can sort of use it interchangeably until we talk about it, as ChatGPT is a large language model. Now, we've seen a lot of back and forth and discussion in the news about what are these tools, and what we've really seen them presented as, in some respects, is tools for cheating on exams or writing essays. We've seen them presented as tools for plagiarism or tools that are going to take over the world. And I really want to reshape your discussion of these tools and make you see that they're also, and primarily from my perspective, a new tool to really help unlock human creativity, to allow you to do things that you couldn't do before, to actually take your thoughts and give them form and do it really rapidly. These are tools that allow me to do things faster and better than I could before. Now, I came into computer science. I actually started from visual art. I went into East Asian studies for a while, and then I ended up being a computer scientist. But I've always really had a passion for creativity and understanding how I could use different mediums, be it paint or ceramics or code, to do interesting things. And I look at large language models as sort of a new fundamental medium. I can use it for programming, but I can also use it to create art. I can use it to improve my writing. I can use it to help perform thought experiments. There's so many interesting uses for these large language models like ChatGPT, and we're not properly seeing them discussed. And so what this course is really about is it's teaching you how to leverage all of these interesting capabilities of these models. But in order to leverage these capabilities, in order to go and do the really creative things, you have to understand how you write prompts. And that's what this class is about, is how you interact with ChatGPT or another large language model. A prompt is what you write and give to ChatGPT or another one of these models to get some type of output. But these are fundamentally really exciting tools that I think expand the capabilities that we have as humans to express ourselves, to explore new ideas, and to create, realizations of our ideas faster than ever before. Now, to get started on this course, I've actually enlisted ChatGPT's help to welcome us to the course, tell us a little bit about what we're going to learn. ChatGPT says, "Welcome to the course on prompt engineering. In this course, you will learn about the exciting field of prompt engineering, which is all about creating prompts that can program large language models to produce high-quality outputs." Now, don't worry. We'll talk a little bit about this. Do you need to be a programmer? We'll ask ChatGPT in a second. We will explore the different types of prompts, their patterns, and techniques for refining and improving them. You will also learn how to use large language models for various tasks, such as knowledge exploration, prototyping, content production, and assessment. By the end of the course, you will have a better understanding of how to effectively use large language models and their potential to shape the future of computing. Let's get started. Well, my first question that comes up out of this is, I want to make sure that I don't have to be a programmer to benefit from this course. Do I need to understand programming to take this course? No, you do not need to have any programming experience to take this course. The focus of this course is on creating effective prompts and using large language models to achieve your desired outputs. While an understanding of program could be helpful, it is not necessary to understand the concepts and techniques we will be covering in this course. What other things might be helpful to me to know before taking this course? While programming experience is not necessary, it would be helpful if you have some familiarity with basic computer concepts such as file management, opening and saving files, and using a command line interface. Now, by command line interface, we mean something like ChatGPT. Additionally, having good writing skills and the ability to think creatively will be important in generating effective prompts for large language models. Finally, being open to exploring new and evolving technologies and approaches will be key to getting the most out of this course. So there's really not a lot you need to know. As ChatGPT has aptly said right here, you need some basic understanding of computer concepts. You need to be able to open up ChatGPT. It calls it a terminal, but you can think of it as you need to be able to open up ChatGPT and interact with it. Obviously, if you can't use a tool for this, you're going to have a hard time. opening files, but the fact that you're here probably means you have the right computer skills to do this. The second piece is something I want to talk about. Now, we think of these models as something that came out of computer science, but they're actually things that having experience writing, being able to think about writing clearly and effectively, is actually really helpful in this. My father was a professor of creative writing, and it's been really interesting to me because this is helpful to me when I am working with these tools, is to think about what I learned from him and how I design the prompts. And finally, I want to emphasize this last point. Creativity and an openness to exploration is really, really important with these tools. The creativity of the human that's putting in the words for the prompts, who's deciding what goes into that prompt, and the organization and what gets asked and what instructions are given, are fundamentally important for using these tools effectively. Now, we've heard a lot about these tools as like they are plagiarism tools. They are tools to do, X, Y, and Z bad thing. But the truth is, if you really want to use them effectively, you have to be skilled. You have to be a creative thinker, a creative problem solver. The more creative you are, the better the outputs are going to be. You also need an openness to explore. You have to remember, this is very early days for these tools, and we haven't developed the best practices in all the different domains for how we're going to use these tools, for how we're going to write prompts, for every domain from healthcare to customer service to creative writing, whatever the domain is. We're still figuring out how to write the best prompts. And so having an openness to go and explore and try out different things is really important. In fact, when you're programming with these tools or working with these tools, and don't get scared because I said programming, because you'll see that you can program with these tools. Anybody can, just by writing normal human language. But when you're working with these tools, often you need to go and try out different things. You need to try something and then be open to trying a different variation on it and seeing what happens, running little experiments. A lot of times in life, it takes so much effort to write something or to generate some program, some software, or whatever it is that we're trying to do, that we don't get to explore as much as we should. We don't get to think enough about design. We don't get to think enough about the big ideas, the problems we're trying to solve. And one of the things that's good is an openness to explore in using these tools. So, what are some of the key concepts that we will learn in the course that will help us with problem solving? In this course, we will learn several concepts that can help with problem solving, understanding what prompts are and how to use them to program large language models to generate high-quality outputs, learning how to create effective prompts by tapping into patterns from training data, being specific with our inputs and using patterns such as the persona pattern, question refinement, and cognitive verifier, understanding how to refine prompts and use techniques such as rewriting, combining, splitting, expanding to achieve the desired output, learning how to use large language models for various tasks such as knowledge exploration, prototyping, content production, assessment, and more, understanding how to use few-shot examples to teach large language models new tasks and how to format these examples properly to achieve the desired output. By learning and applying these concepts, we can effectively use large language models to solve problems and generate high-quality outputs across a wide range of applications. So, I hope that as we go through this course, that you will become inspired to take the ideas that you're learning, to go into ChatGPT or whatever tool is available to you, and to try them out, to explore the things that you're passionate about, and to see ways that you can unlock your own creativity, that you can give yourself more time for high-level thinking and problem-solving as opposed to being down in the details of how you give your thought form. So throughout this course, one of the themes you'll hear from me is try to give your thought form through this tool. Use it as a tool to accelerate your ideas into realization. So I look forward to exploring this fascinating concept with you, this fascinating topic of prompt engineering.